Shalom. Thank you for coming together today on the Sabbath day. Today's lesson is called Do All Things Without Murmurings and Disputing. Do all things without murmurings and disputing. Just a picture of a little kid, look like he's stressed out, throwing a temper tantrum. So the introduction. Shalom Israel, welcome to another exciting Sabbath lesson. Today we'll search the scriptures to see to see what type of mindset we must have in this present day captivity. And may the Most High add a blessing to the reading of His holy word. So once again, do all things without murmurings and disputing. And when I say murmurings, I just mean we all, we got to remember we're living in a captivity right now. Our captivity just so happened to be here in America, but we all spread out all over the world. We're going to find out, while we're going through it, we just got to stay positive, lean on each other, uplift each other, and don't murmur and don't cause disputes within each other, because we're all going through this together. That's why we're blessed to have brothers and sisters in our area, not even far away, that we can call on and continue to keep the Sabbath with. So we're going to start off with Exodus chapter 32, verse 3 through 9. Exodus 32, 3 through 9. Says what type of people we're dealing with. We got to remember this as well. So Exodus 32, 3 through 9.
The book of Exodus chapter 32, verse 3. And all the people break off the golden earrings which were in their ears and brought them unto Aaron.
So this is a time when we was in the wilderness. We was heading towards the promised land, but we made a stop. So the people took off their earrings and brought it to the high priest, which is Aaron.
And he received them at their hand and fashioned it with a tool after he had made it a molten calf.
So he turned all the gold into a what?
A molten calf.
Molten calf.
And they said, These be thy gods, O Israel, which brought thee up out of the land of Egypt.
So that after the calf was made, all the Israelites said what?
That these be thy gods, O Israel, which brought thee up out of the land of Egypt.
Now we all know that the Most High, the one who did all those miraculous works with the plagues and split the sea. But this is a time where our people started trying to go back into that captivity or go back to idol worship. They try to give credit to the gods back on the Egypt side, which would be the golden calf.
And when Aaron saw it, he built an altar before it. And Aaron made proclamation and said, Tomorrow is a feast to the Lord.
So Aaron revved it up a notch. He built an altar for it. And made a proclamation and said, we're going to have a feast to the Lord over this golden calf.
And they rose up early on the morrow and offerings and brought peace offerings. And the people sat down to eat and to drink and rose up to play.
So they basically made a new Christmas, Thanksgiving and stuff. They made a idol worship holiday. And they had it all surrounded around the calf. Burnt offerings, peace offerings. And they ate, drank, rose, and played. Verse 7.
And the Lord said unto Moses, Go, get thee down, for thy people which thou broughtest out of the land of Egypt have corrupted themselves.
So we're reading this verse because once again, the lesson is called Do All Things Without Murmuring and Disputing. We got to know what type of people we dealing with, first of all. And we are some stiff-necked people is what I'm trying to say that we dealing with. So our people, like they was in Egypt for a long time. These people, they grew up basically in Egypt, these kids. We got to remember the type of people that we're going to be dealing with within our brothers and sisters that growing up in this modern day Egypt, which is the United States of America. They ain't going to want to listen. They ain't going to want to do right. They going to want to continue to deal within their idol worshiping or deal within whatever false religion they're dealing with. So keep that in mind. The same way Moses had to deal with these type of people. When you're walking in the truth, within a whole society of not walking in the truth, you're going to have that same problem. You're going to be trying to wake up people that don't want to be woke. They want to go back to idol worship. So verse 7, read that again.
And the Lord said unto Moses, Go, get thee down, for thy people which thou broughtest out of the land of Egypt have corrupted themselves. They have turned aside quickly out of the way which I commanded them. They have made them a golden calf, and have worshipped it, and have sacrificed thereunto, and said, These be thy gods, O Israel, which have brought thee up out of the land of Egypt.
So the Lord let them know exactly what sin they did. And you can add on anytime, brother. Jump in. The last verse is verse 9.
And the Lord said unto Moses, I have seen this people, and behold, it is a stiff-necked people.
That's what we focusing on right now. Our people we dealing with. The Lord telling you the characteristics of Israel that you're going to have to deal with. Because y'all remember how that feeling when y'all first got the word? You wanted to run through the door and tell everybody, and starting with your immediate family, your mama, your daddy, your sister, and your brother. But the Lord said, I know these people. These people is what?
A stiff-necked people.
What stiff-neck is? Let's click on it for the one. That's exactly what it is.
Stubborn.
Hard. Exactly. Stubborn.
And notice in verse 8, he said, they turned away quickly.
Excuse me. Let me
Meaning
go
what?
there.
They had just got out of Egypt. They literally just got saved. They were complaining about what they was going through. Got saved. And no sooner as they got out of there, they already turned away from the Most High, which is things that our people do. Which once we
They have
the
turned
Most
us.
High turn a situation for us for the good, we quickly forget who got us out of that situation and turn back to doing whatever it is you wanted to do. And then you right back to crying to him again. It's just a cycle. That's all it is.
And that's exactly how we are as a people. So Acts chapter 7, verse 51. Book of Acts, New Testament, chapter 7, verse 51.
Acts 7 and 51. Ye stiff-necked and uncircumcised in heart and ears, ye do always resist the Holy Ghost. As your fathers did, so do ye.
So in the time of Paul, we had the same characteristics as our forefathers did. He said, y'all are stiff-necked and uncircumcised in the heart. What is your heart? Your mind and your ears. Meaning it go through one ear and what? Come out the other. When it comes to the laws of God, you're supposed to do them. Don't be a hearer of the word, but a what? Doer of the word. He said, you always resist the Holy Ghost, which is the word of God. Yeah, we resist as your fathers did, which we read back in the Old Testament when Moses was down there and they was doing idol worship. And the Lord said that they stiff-necked people, just like our forefathers. So we trying to break that curse right now. We trying to break that spirit of doing whatever we want to do. We got to be obedient and quit murmuring about it as well, because there's a lot of stuff in the Bible that you may not agree with, as far as like some people love certain foods or whatever, a certain holidays. I'm just throwing stuff out there, just naming the most common stuff. Just because that's basically your cross that you got to bear, man. You got to deal with tough cooking. Everybody got something that they gonna have to learn and grow and to follow. So we're gonna start with Philippians chapter 2, verse 1 through 3. Who are the Philippians? Anybody?
Israelites scattered in Philippi.
That's exactly who they were.
Philippi.
So Philippians chapter 2, verse 1 through 3.
Philippians chapter 2, verse 1. If there be therefore any consolation in Christ.
Let's click on consolation, please. consolation, comfort. Okay, so if there be any comfort in Christ,
if any comfort of love, if any fellowship of the Spirit, if any bowels and mercy.
let me click on bowels. Tender mercy, inward affection. So if there be any comfort and love, fellowship of the Spirit, if any affection, and what? Mercy.
Mercies, fulfill ye my joy, that ye be like-minded.
We must, as a people, this is what Paul was telling the Philippians, that we must be like-minded,
having the same love, being of one accord and of one mind.
All right, so our people are, when they ain't in the right spirit, they stiff-necked people. Can't tell them nothing. They want to do their own thing. But Paul said we must be like-minded and have the same love and be on what and what?
One accord.
One accord and one mind. That's why we lean on these scriptures, because we don't lean on these scriptures. A brother can have one opinion about something. I can have one opinion about something. The sisters can have one opinion. The kids can have one opinion. But the word of God will put us on one accord and have us with the same mindset, working towards the same goal. So to the point is, no matter where we at scattered across the world, we all striving for the same goal, which is to uplift Israel and gather Israel together to get ready to come back when Christ return. We're trying to do it with the same mindset. In verse 3,
let nothing be done through strife or vainglory.
so while you trying to build towards building up this kingdom, don't do it in strife and what?
Vainglory.
Can somebody tell me what vainglory is?
It's like this, for your own good.
Boast yourself up.
Self-conceit. For example, if all I'm worried about is YouTube followers or building my name up to the point where I'm a Creflo Dollar or a TD Jakes, like I want popularity. I'm not doing it for the betterment of my people, to educate my people so their kids can grow up and we can start building some type of foundation. I'm doing it for fortune and fame. That's vainglory. So he say, let nothing be done. Your works that you do, don't do it through strife and vainglory, but what?
But in lowliness of mind, let each esteem other better than themselves.
So a way to have lowliness of mind is compliment your brothers and sisters rather than throwing out your the stuff you're good at or what you did per se.
And I can give you an example of when we're talking about vainglory, which is let nothing be done through strife either. A lot of what you see on that is like what I see on Facebook, brothers arguing and debating over every little thing, every little whatever doctrine or whatever their belief is, or whatever. They get a little knowledge and they just going to just arguing. That's pointless. Don't do it through strife. You should be trying to build somebody up.
Yeah, that's true. I've seen brothers on those internet videos. One camp teaching, next thing you know, a member from another camp show up. Now they arguing back and forth. Now nobody getting the word. Well, before that second guy showed up, people was out there listening. Now nobody hearing the word. People walking by just seeing brothers arguing, and now that's making us look bad.
Basically,
We need to esteem each other, compliment each other, show each other right from wrong. Start throwing out the good stuff the brothers can do for the community. Build each other up.
You gotta start with a common ground, really. I mean, pretty much all Israel should be thinking, all right, keep the commandments. Everybody kind of starts there. Now build on that. But when you start off in a spot where y'all disagreeing on something, and you already started off wrong.
So we're gonna jump down to verse 14, which is title come through.
Verse 14. Do all things without murmurings and disputings.
So Paul is talking to the Philippians as well. Say, do all things without murmuring. We're gonna click on murmurings. Grumbling, grudging. Meaning if you do something for somebody, you don't hold it over their head. Because, hey, somebody did something for us in our life. We've all been through hard times in our life. We wouldn't want that person to hang that over our head. And murmuring to the point where, like I said, when the Most High tell you to do something, don't act like it's the end of the world. Deal with it. That's his commandment. That's his will. So we got to do all things. Key word, all things without murmurings and disputings. No back and forth. It's like he is your father and you the child. Is there any back and forth with the parent and the child? Well, it is in today's
It
society.
shouldn't be.
But it should be, right? Parents say do something, child's supposed to get up and do it. Right there on the spot. Ain't a dispute. Verse 15.
Verse 15. That ye may be blameless and harmless, the sons of God, without rebuke.
So if you want to be blameless and harmless and called the sons of God and without rebuke, meaning the Lord won't rebuke you, he'll be there for you rather than turn away from you.
In the midst of a crooked and perverse nation, among whom ye shine as lights in the world.
So he's saying if you do this, do all things that he tell you to do without murmuring and disputing, or do all things, period, without murmuring about it. For example, a hard day at work. Your day gonna be hard anyway. You sitting around complaining about it every 2 seconds at work ain't gonna make your day go by any better. It's just gonna make it hard. But if you have a positive attitude, the right attitude, the way you go about it, it'll actually make your day a little better and everybody else's day a little better. So hey, he said if you do that, he said in the midst of a crooked and perverse nation, you'll be a light that shines throughout the world. Meaning, it's like you're a good spirit around other people as well. Because these other nations, they crooked and perverse. We spread it all over the world. In every captivity we spread it in, it's crooked and perverse. But we'll be a light that shines in that part of the world. So that's the type of mindset we must have instead of murmuring and disputing. So now we're going to jump down to 1 Corinthians chapter 10, verse 10 through 13.
First Corinthians chapter 10, verse 10. Neither murmur ye, as some of them also murmured, and were destroyed of the destroyer.
So I don't know if y'all know this or not, but murmuring can get you killed, according to the Bible. They say you'll be destroyed by the destroyer. And you can go back to when they was in the wilderness and they was murmuring, and they was getting destroyed in the wilderness for that. So that's what they talking about. So he said, don't you murmur as some of them murmured back in the past. They were destroyed by the destroyer.
Now all these things happen unto them for examples, and they are written for our admonition, upon whom the ends of the world are come.
So hey, all those examples we were reading of them people murmuring back in those days, being destroyed, meaning they died, it was the cause of their death. These are examples for us today, so we don't fall through that same trap. We got to remember, think about our forefathers. Think about the ones that had to go through the Atlantic slave trade, or the Sahara Desert slave trade, the ones that had to go to the Middle East, or the Northern Kingdom that had all their land wiped out and renamed by some people. Those, and we murmur, I'm saying, think about these people, because imagine what we're murmuring, what we're going through today. That's nothing compared to the atrocities they had to face during their time when they was living. We shouldn't be murmuring. It's a slap in their face, to be honest. Yes, we dying in the street by the enemies. Yes, they putting stuff in our food. Yeah, they treating us unfairly. I ain't saying don't be a fool. What I'm saying is our present day struggle ain't nothing compared to what John the Baptist had to go through when he was beheaded, or Stephen when he was stoned to death. So don't be sitting around murmuring. That can get you killed as well. Because you ain't really even going through nothing, but you sitting around being ungrateful, complaining, rather than thanking the Lord. That could be the cause of your death. So we supposed to be reading down to what? 13?
Verse 12. Wherefore let him that thinketh he standeth take heed lest he fall.
So if you thinking you standing upright, meaning right with God, you better be reading these examples and making sure you don't do it. Because you can do what?
lest he fall.
You can fall through the same traps as well. 13.
There have no temptation taken you, but such as is common to man. But God is faithful, who will not suffer you to be tempted above that you are able.
So first of all, if you're going through some temptation, it's causing you to murmur. You ain't going through nothing that ain't no common than the next man. We all got to go through it. If somebody got a lustful spirit, everybody in here, it was something that they wanted to the point maybe in their life that they was lusting over. But they all had to check themselves and come to the realization of, man, I'm tripping. It could be jewelry, it could be fame, it could be anything. What I'm saying is, it's all common to man. We all got to go through it. Don't get to the point where you're suicidal or you can't overcome this. You can do it. Because God is faithful and he will not suffer you what?
He will not suffer you to be tempted above that you are able.
He ain't going to put nothing on you more than you can bear.
But will with the temptation also make a way to escape that you may be able to bear it.
So he, the same way you have something in front of you that you feel like you can't overcome, he's saying he's going to give you a way to escape that you may be able to bear. So with Christ, all things is possible. You can overcome that. Anything. No matter what you're facing in life. But you got to come to God and keep his command. And put him first. So we're going to read 1 John 5 and 3. It says it's not hard at all. 1 John 5 and 3, I'll read. Let me know when you're ready, brother.
Go ahead.
1 John chapter 5, verse 3. For this is the love of God, that we keep his commandments.
And we do what?
Keep his commandments.
Read on.
And his commandments are not grievous.
So it's basically just showing you that the love of God, to say you love God, to show that you love God, it's an action which we must keep his commandments. And he said the commandments are not grievous. So that part there is showing us that it's not, click on grievous, let's see what the word is. It's not burdensome, it's not weighty, it's not heavy. It shouldn't be that hard. It shouldn't be like it's a struggle to do it. Because, I mean, it's not. All the commandments was perfect. It was made in love. It embodies love. So if you do it, that's why, within Israel, when you see Israel keeping the commandments, you see how a lovely a thing it is. When you see brothers and sisters keeping the word together, it's a beautiful thing. But, we make things hard because of what? We try to go off our own understanding, our own...
Stiff neck.
Being stiff-necked. But it's nothing, like you said, that hasn't been done over and over. That we see examples in the scriptures. They were doing it back in Moses' time. They were doing it later on in the other captivities. They're doing it today. Nothing new under the sun. So you know what you're dealing with.
So we're going to move on to Matthew chapter 11, verse 28 through 29. Matthew 11, verse 28 through 29. I'll read that. And this is Christ talking. Come unto me, all ye that labor and are heavy laden. Click on laden. To overburden. So basically you feel you got burdens, you got going through it. So come unto me, all ye that labor and are heavy laden, and I will give you your rest.
He says, come to me. Because remember, Christ is also described as what? He is the what?
Savior.
Yeah, something else.
Come.
That, yeah. What else?
Wilderness.
Yeah. What are we reading? The word, right?
Yeah.
He's the word. So he says, come unto me. Come unto this word. And guess what? That'll be your, what did he say? I will give you what?
I will give you rest.
I'm gonna give you rest. You gotta rest in this word. This is what's gonna get you through them hard days. Not complaining or murmuring or not, whatever vices we try to use to deal with our stresses and whatnot. If we don't come to this, you're not gonna get rest.
I can testify to that, man. I don't. It's just something peaceful about reading the Word of God, just falling into, like, you ain't even worried about the time, and that's a good thing about the Sabbath too. You can just sit there and read all day. It's like watching movies, but you read it. It's spiritual.
And they call it in Matthew, the book of Matthew are called the what?
New Testament.
Well, it's called the New Testament. They call those particular books, they call them the
Oh,
gospel.
yeah.
What does the gospel mean?
The word of God. Well,
Good news.
The good news.
oh, the good news.
So the good news is what? We're Israel.
Mm-hmm.
We got something coming to us, but we just gotta be patient and endure. Wait for it.
Instead
You
of
gotta
murmuring.
keep the commandments while doing it. So that's the key. That's the good news. That was the good news that Christ was spreading. That hey, we back. We coming back, man. Like it's all gonna be good. Don't worry.
I'm glad he says that. We are. This is a big motion picture movie we all living in, and if we follow the script the Most High gave us, we'll be the heroes in the end. We dealing with a whole bunch of enemies in the movie. The superhero always go through it, and it look like in the beginning, he gonna win at the end, but you like, man, how he gonna overcome all this? With some kind of way, at the end, he overcome and he prevail. So that's us. That's our life. So I'm gonna read down to what again?
29.
So verse 29. Take my yoke upon you and learn of me, for I am meek and lowly, and ye shall find rest unto your souls.
So learn of him. We have to. I mean, that's a key phrase right there is learn of me. Because a lot of people don't know about the true Messiah, the true Christ.
Sister said click on yoke. I'm going to click on. It says
Pair of balance.
servitude, a law or obligation, a beam of balance that's in the scale. That's yoke. So basically,
Because you know how it says when the enemy's yoke was on us, or when sin had that yoke on you, I mean, it had that, you was carrying that around instead of carrying, what Christ was teaching. He said, take my yoke, because he said, I'm meek and lowly in heart. You should be able to bear that. That's easy to bear. He said, you're going to find rest unto your souls. Because that's what needs rest is our soul. I mean, your body, of course you need rest with your body physically when you're doing stuff, but if your soul is good, then, hey, you can really
because
bear
once you going through it and here, people try to break you down, man. You need to rest your soul in His Word. Mentally, they'll break you down. We still in captivity, if y'all know. We got to smile and be kind to these enemies, knowing what we done been through as a people, man. Just to keep the lights on.
Yeah, your mind get to racing. You start thinking about, I got to pay this bill.
I done been at work
Time to eat.
where somebody giving me a hard time for no particular reason. It's just coming all out the blue, man. We all got to deal with that. We all got our own story. So we got to find rest in His Word and find rest with Christ. And verse 30 says, for my yoke is easy and my burden is light. So we're going to go to 2 Peter chapter 2, verse 9. This is just to piggyback off of what we just read. Yeah, put 'em on.
2 and what?
2 Peter chapter 2, verse 9.
2 Peter chapter 2 and verse 9. The Lord knoweth how to deliver the godly out of temptations.
So remember, we just said that He ain't gonna put nothing on you more than you can bear. He'll make a way for you to escape. So Peter is in the same spirit. He said the Lord know how to deliver the godly out of temptations.
And to reserve the unjust unto the day of judgment to be punished.
Certain people out here that are unjust. And you wondering why they still walking around this earth. Well, Peter letting you know what their purpose is in life. He said they are reserved for the what?
They are reserved the unjust unto the day of judgment to be punished.
They just walking around waiting on the day of judgment. So they can get their judgment, which is eternal damnation, punishment.
Keep going.
That's it, right? Yeah, that's it. So we just read that because he said that he gonna deliver the godly out of temptation. Make a way for you once you living right. So while you murmuring about the hard times or whatever you're going through in life, if you do what's right and follow the Most High and follow Christ, He'll make a way out of whatever you're going through. That's gonna be just a temporary storm you just going through. But you gotta be in the right mind frame spirit. Can't be sitting around complaining rather than focusing on doing what's right so you can get through this certain situation that what you're going through.
You ever corn? I don't know if you've seen this on your team now that you played on, but like basketball. Say somebody mess up on a play, and somebody steal the ball or they miss a shot or whatever, and somebody start complaining. Instead of getting back on defense, guess what you done? You done made the situation even worse because you sitting there complaining, or like maybe complaining to a ref or something. You stop talking to the ref instead of running back to defense. That's the analogy with that is same thing with life. If when you start complaining, you're not getting back on defense. You're not getting back to this word. You let more stuff start happening, making the situation worse, instead of just letting that play go and move on to the next play.
I done that with jobs or whatever. I had a bad day. Forget this, I'm quitting or whatever. And now days later, how am I gonna pay the bills or whatever? I done turned a bad situation that split second into something even worse. So don't be in the right spirit. That's why we come together to uplift each other, to lean on this word, on these scriptures. Cause if you out here without this word, man, you can lose it and make bad situations even worse.
2 Kings, chapter 6, and verse 24 through 30.
So hold up. This is a time, hard time, very hard time. Israel is under attack by the Syrians. We're reading this because basically, remember the scripture said that these are for our examples in the Bible. We're reading real hard times where people could be really sad or really, because they going through it. So verse 24.
And it came to pass after this, that Ben-Hadad, king of Syria, gathered all his hosts and went up and besieged Samaria.
So Samaria was a city where the northern kingdom lived, and the king of Syria went up to try to take it over.
And there was a great famine in Samaria, and behold, they besieged it until...
So one way of taking over people is cutting off their water and their food. So he said that there was a great famine in Samaria, meaning the king of Syria took away access to their food. And behold, they besieged it until what?
Until an ass's head was sold for 80 pieces of silver.
It was to the point where hog head or whatever, pig's head or not even an ass, a pig, a donkey's head sold for whatever that is, which would be like inflation. You know how it is when gas get low, the prices go up.
And the fourth part of a cab of dove's dung for 5 pieces of silver.
Dove's dung sold for 5 pieces of silver. How much Christ was killed for? Sold out for? I think it was 40 pieces of silver, something like that. So for 5 pieces of silver, a dove's crap cost that much. That was on the market because of the famine in the land. This is hard time. They got a whole army of Syrians camped around their city. Well, that's all they got left to eat now. It's gonna get worse. So we're reading down
to 30. And as the king of Israel was passing by upon the wall, there cried a woman unto him, saying, Help, my lord, O king.
all right, a woman on the wall, so everybody can see her. She up top.
And he said, If the Lord do not help thee, whence shall I help thee? Out of the barn floor, or out of the winepress? And the king said unto her, What aileth thee?
So he like, what's the problem?
And she answered, This woman said unto me, Give thy son, that we may eat him today, and we will eat my son tomorrow.
So 2 women, they losing their mind because they obviously ain't had no food in a while. She said, hey, if you give me my son, 2 women, she said, hey, we eat your son today, we can eat my son tomorrow. So they did what, verse 29? These Israelites.
So we boiled my son and did eat him. And I said unto her on the next day, Give thy son, that we may eat him. And she had hid her son.
So she went back on her word. Saw how bad it was. People manipulating other people to kill their sons so they can eat them.
And it came to pass when the king heard the words of the woman that he rent his clothes. And he passed by upon the wall. And the people looked, and behold, he had sackcloth within upon his flesh.
So the king of Israel automatically ripped his clothes, put sackcloth on his flesh. Cause he was stressed out over that, man. That was a terrible thing. This is going through it, man. Yes, we under attack, like I said, dealing with what we got to deal with all over the world in these nations. But we ain't to this point, y'all. We ain't got your local government surrounding you, cutting your water and your food off to the point where you looking at your next brother and sister trying to manipulate them so we can eat their child. Fresh out the bottle. So all that murmuring and this little disputing we got over little things, that ain't nothing. And I was reading the Zondervan Bible Encyclopedia. I was at the part of Ben-Hadad, which would be the king of the Assyrians. And it mentions this as well. So when next Ben-Hadad besieged Samaria, the famine was so great that the women were eating their own children. This is something that was going on within Israel, y'all. That's hard time. So yes, we in captivity, but in captivity we thank the Most High for everything He done for us, man. Giving us some kind of peace, some kind of rest within these hard times. So we're gonna read 2nd Chronicles 15:3. Anybody, any of y'all already knew about that in the Bible?
No, I never knew about that.
Never read that one.
So 2nd Chronicles chapter 15 verse 3.
2 Chronicles 15:3. Now for a long season, Israel has been without the true God, and without a teaching priest, and without law.
So remember we read a while ago they was saying it was a time where everybody was doing what was right in their own mind. They didn't have no prophets or priests to show them right from wrong. And there was a time in our lives we didn't have nobody. We had parents that taught us right from wrong, but we mean straight up word of God.
It's funny that it says right there, it says they had been without the true God. Meaning they was following God. They wasn't following the true Most High God. It wasn't following. It says without a teaching priest, not just any priest, but a teaching priest. Because the priest supposed to be teaching you. What he supposed to be teaching you? The laws, right?
We had pastors.
Micah it says the priest's lips should keep knowledge, and they should seek the Lord his mouth. So it ain't no it wasn't no. It's still time down there where there ain't no teaching priests, but the real priests are actually on the earth now. They actually out here teaching the word, and it's coming out, and they were without law. That's a heavy verse right there.
So that verse goes with the murmuring and disputing. We shouldn't be murmuring and disputing because it was a time within our people we didn't even have the Most High. We were completely lost. We didn't have a teacher, priest. We didn't have no law. We was out here raping our own people. All kind of stuff, man. Y'all remember that verse? Sodom and Gomorrah, all that type of stuff, man. So, Deuteronomy
32.
chapter 32, verse 16 is where we're going to start. I'll read it. Deuteronomy chapter 32, verse 16. This is talking about how people were during the time back when we were leaving Egypt. They provoked him to jealousy with strange gods, with abominations, provoked him to anger.
You know?
They sacrificed unto devils, not to God.
Who did they sacrifice to?
Devils,
Devil.
not to gods. Excuse me, not to God. To gods whom they knew not. The new gods that came newly up, whom your fathers feared not.
Well, it was just out there, like they said, remember that molten calf? They had just made the calf talking about this is what brought us out of Egypt. But it's just like today, you got all these new religions that's been popped up, all these new doctrines that's popped up, and now people follow those things. They said our fathers knew not.
Our fathers knew nothing about Catholicism and baptism and Mormonism. These are all new form religions, like you said.
You know?
Of the rock that begot thee, thou art unmindful, and hast forgotten God that formed thee.
Who is that rock?
Capital R.
Jesus.
Christ. Yeah, exactly.
Remember, there's God the Father, God the Son, right? So, showing you that again, remember we had that lesson about Christ being in the Old Testament. So showing you that spirit, his spirit was always there. So they said they were, that begat thee and are unmindful and has forgotten who formed you. You forgot who you are, really.
What is unmindful? Somebody say, you don't mind me. Like, I tell you to do something and you don't do it.
You do whatever you want.
You're unmindful.
You forgot who
He telling you to do something and you just not minding it. You doing whatever you want.
19?
And when the Lord saw it, he abhorred them. What abhorred mean? Y'all remember that?
Like he detests
That's a
it.
real
Like he-
hatred.
Like disowning?
He despises it.
So he abhorred them because of the provoking of his sons and of his daughters. And he said, I will hide my face from them. I will see what their end shall be. For they are a forward generation, children in whom is no faith.
So he said that he's gonna hide his face from them. And let me see where they end up without me, basically. You know how you get somebody.
We read this last.
He's like, well, let me see how good y'all gonna do without me. I just saved y'all out of Egypt. But y'all want to be unmindful and forget who formed you, forgot who brought you out here? Okay. Well, I'm gonna turn my face and let you do you, and see where that gets you. That's what he said.
This verse for all the people that say, where is the Most High right now? All these black people getting killed, dying in the street. Why ain't the Lord cracked the sky open and killed all these other nations? He didn't hid our face from it. In verse 17, 18, and 19, explain why he even did it. So that's for you murmuring and complaining. You don't have nothing to murmur and complain about. You've done this to yourself. I've done this to myself. Yes, my forefathers have sinned. But I done broke enough laws growing up in my life. So whatever state I'm in, I understand why I'm going through this state. Now this state ain't permanent. You're all uplifting, trying to build the kingdom of Israel. But understand why you in your certain condition because of your sin growing up and the sins of your forefathers.
Verse 21.
They have moved me to jealousy with that which is not God.
There you go.
They have provoked me to anger with their vanities. I will move them to jealousy with those which are not a people. Whew. I will provoke them to anger with the foolish nation.
So, hey, he said, y'all moved me to jealousy because he said he's a jealous God. That was one of his commandments. The commandments, he told us that. And he said, I'm going to move them to jealousy with those that are not a people. So, remember one of the curses was that he was going to put us very low and bring up the other day the strangers round about us very high. When he said they not a people, they not his people. They not. We sit up there jealous of these other nations and the things they got and the things that's going on in their communities and they not even a people to the Most High.
Remember, they like a drop in the bucket,
They're
like
not even
spit.
special to him like that.
So he's saying, I'm going to get a word to some people that ain't really even people.
He said, I'm going to provoke them to anger with a foolish nation. That's what we at. That's the point we at right now if you look at it too.
Don't you be at work, you got a boss, you knowing you smarter than this person. They asking you what to do. Or asking you for help on stuff that they should already know. That provoke you to anger. Man, why this foolish nation over me? Why they got dominion over us? We better than them in everything.
Verse 22.
What am I reading to? 29? Okay. For a fire is kindled in mine anger, and shall burn unto the lowest hell, and shall consume the earth with her incense, and set on fire the foundations of the mountains. I will heap mischiefs upon them. I will spin mine's arrows upon them. They shall be burnt with hunger, and devoured with burning heat, and with bitter destruction. I will also send the teeth of beasts upon them, with the poison of serpents of the dust.
All this stuff gonna come upon us because of our being unmindful, provoking into anger. You made them bad. So yeah, you gonna let loose on you. You know?
The sword without and terror within shall destroy both the young man and the virgin, the suckling also the man of gray hair.
So everybody within Israel gonna catch it. It ain't just the man, ain't just the woman, ain't just the young, ain't just the old. He said everybody gonna catch it. That's why we such a destroyed people, man. You know?
I said I will scatter them into corners. I will make them the remembrance of them to cease from among men.
Because guess what? Now, the lie is that the true Jews is over there in Israel right now. They don't remember. I mean, a lot of the nations do know who we are, but we don't know who we are. As a
It's
whole,
a secret, like you said, it's hidden.
He said that was one of the curses that he would make the remembrance of Israel to cease from among men. People look at us, they don't look and see Israel. They see African American, Hispanic, whatever they see, that's what they see.
Verse 27. Were it not that I feared the wrath of the enemy, lest their adversaries should behave themselves strangely, and lest they should say, our high head is high, and the Lord have not done all this. For they, talking about Israel, are a nation void of counsel. Neither is there any understanding in them.
So there's no counsel, there's no understanding within our people. You can't counsel, you can't tell them nothing. They're not advised smart on how to do things. But remember, we just read about there was a time with no teaching priests, no law. They was out the true God. That's why there's no understanding and no counsel. So now he had for a long season, man. So now that the true prophets are rising back up. We're getting into this word. Now we're starting to get the understanding of the word. Now we got counsel. Now we know how to deal properly, in this captivity in order to get salvation.
Verse 29. Oh, that they were wise, that they understood this, that they would consider their latter end.
He said if they just was wise and understood this, they would consider their latter end. They would have seen what was going to happen. I just laid everything out for y'all. Why would y'all go against what I just said?
We lost the kingdom because of disobedience. If they would have known, we would have lost everything. We would have had people that ain't even considered the people ruling over us. They wouldn't have never, hopefully they would have never did all of that stupid stuff.
You ever heard the saying, hindsight is 20/20?
Mm-hmm.
That's basically what the scripture is saying. Is if a lot of things we do, like you said, maybe you get upset at a job, you quit, you leave or whatever. Or you just do something stupid in a moment, and you be like, man, and then you see the consequence of what happened. Then you be like, man, if I would have thought about that or seen what was gonna happen, I wouldn't have done that. That's why it's important to stay the course, be temperate, have your
Be in the right spirit.
Yeah, get your mindset right. Don't be so quick to wrath, quick to strike.
Have other brothers and sisters you can throw a question at, and maybe they can give you a good answer, because you about to fly off the hinge. So Romans chapter 8, verse 18. We read this verse. We read this verse plenty of time.
Romans 8 and 18. Just one verse.
Yep.
For I reckon that the sufferings of this present time are not worthy to be compared with the glory which shall be revealed in us.
So whatever you're going through right now, whatever burden, some of us have bigger burdens than the rest of us. So whatever you're going through, just remember, it ain't gonna be nothing compared to the glory that you're gonna receive. It's gonna be revealed in you. We read all the good things that you're gonna turn into and live forever, and rulership, and a kingdom that's gonna last forever, that you're gonna rule with Christ, with the Most High. Won't move like the wind, be with family members, things of that nature, man. So look, whatever you're going through in this present day, don't let it break your spirit. He ain't put nothing on you more than you can bear. Don't turn it into murmurings and disputes. That's within your relationships. That's within your kids, at work. Because a dispute at work can turn into what?
Getting fired.
Fired, what else?
Fight.
Fight. What fight can lead to? Arrested with or what? Yeah, that's arrested. But what else a fight can lead to? Death.
Yeah.
And you supposed to be an Israelite, a light to the world, right? You should not be out here acting like he. Only time we should be fighting is if our life is on the line. Somebody putting your hands on you, you got to use the point where you defending yourself. I know grown people already know this type of stuff. But this is more or less for the kids.
No, they don't. Road rage. People.
Yeah, road rage. Split second, you can lose. Joe McKnight, that's an example. That brother ain't here because of a road rage incident. So hey, this present time, whatever you're going through, it ain't nothing compared to what you will receive if you walk in the right path, if you follow Christ. So we're gonna go down to, hey, how many? What we at on time?
55.
All right, we doing good. Thessalonians, chapter 3, 10 through 15. This is Brother Paul giving wisdom. Thessalonians, chapter 3,
Chapter 3.
10 through 15. Hold up.
Is it first or second church?
I don't think this
Oh
works.
yeah, I think it's second.
Second Thessalonians.
10 through 15.
Good.
2 Thessalonians chapter 3 verse 10. For even
This is Paul, excuse me, brother. This is Paul talking to the Israelites scattered in Thessalonica.
For even when we were with you, this we commanded you, that if any would not work, neither should he eat.
So So hey, he said, hey, everybody that's out here, you don't work, you don't eat. It's for anybody that's murmuring, don't want to wake up in the morning to work. There's somebody that don't want to go out and fill applications out to take care of themselves or their families. Paul was like, hey, if you don't work, you don't what?
Neither should he eat.
So we all need to sustain food to make it. So you gotta work for it, man. And that's just the bare minimum. You gonna want more than food in life. Verse 11.
For we hear that there are some which walk among you disorderly, working not at all, but are busybodies.
Paul like, man, I'm hearing some of y'all grown men, grown women up here ain't working. But y'all busybodies, meaning what?
Going to other people's business. It's not in the street.
Yeah, and other people's business. What else?
Out in the streets.
Out in the street. You everywhere with everybody, but you ain't working. You got time for everything but work. You're a busybody.
And he called that disorderly.
He said that there are some which walk among you disorderly, not working at all, but are busybodies. Now them that are such, we command and exhort by our Lord Jesus Christ, that with quietness they work and eat their own bread. So while you're at work, you should be what?
Quiet.
Meaning, give me some examples of, y'all know them ghetto people at work? Loud, obnoxious, gossiping all up in everybody's business. The boss got to come over there and say, hey, can y'all keep it down? Like, you start forming cliques at work to the point where y'all loud and stuff. Y'all unprofessional. You only here to do what?
To work and eat.
Get a paycheck, right? So you can come home with, get your kid. I ain't trying to be out there hanging with y'all like that, because people tell you business and stuff, man. So that's why he's telling you, be quiet at work and eating your own bread. If everybody take care of their own self, meaning if we all working and bringing home the money for our family, we all would be good. We wouldn't have no freeloaders or beggars and stuff like that, because we all working. We all taking care of ours. So verse 13.
But ye, brethren, be not weary in well doing. And if any man obey
Hold
not,
on. Don't be weary in well doing. That goes for the title of the lesson. Do all things without murmuring and disputing. I seen when we was out there in Houston, they had a sister. All you see is her. Everybody having a good time. All you see is her moving back and forth, back and forth. She in the kitchen, like working hard, like putting it down back there, man. I ain't see her murmur. I ain't see her dispute. I wasn't looking to see that long anyway. But the point is, this girl was out there working while everybody else was having a good time, and she was doing all this for Israel. And I thank the Most High for sisters and brothers like that, in the right spirit. So I'm sorry, we was at
verse 14.
she wasn't weary and well doing. It wasn't no, this is a burden. She had a smile on her face while she was helping everybody.
14. And if any man obey not our word by this epistle, note that man, and have no company with him, that he may be ashamed.
So if we telling any of y'all should be working and taking care of your own, and this man don't want to hear that, he said don't have no company with this man. You're a grown man. You're a grown woman. Quit relying on the government. Quit having your hand out. That he may be what? Ashamed to the point where he don't want to do that no more. He won't get on the right track. But if y'all kikiing and laughing with him and playing with him and floating him money all the time, knowing this man got 2 good arms, 2 good legs, you just making it worse. He ain't gonna never change. But 15 also gonna explain what else we should do.
Yet count him not as an enemy, but admonish him as a brother.
Now even though you don't supposed to be kicking and laughing with him, That's still your brother. Don't treat him as an enemy. Still uplift his spirits. Still check on his well-being. Get him on the right path. Hey, brother, it's such and such hiring over here. You need a ride? I'll take you over there. You can fill out an application. I can put a word in for you, brother. That's the love. You wouldn't do that for an enemy, though.
What do you do if someone's married to someone who wouldn't work?
That's that person's burden that they got to go through.
But
All you could do is give the person that you know some of these scriptures so they can get it in their ear. Or recommend that person to one of us so we can give them these scriptures. Or talk to the brother, try to uplift the brother, talk some sense into him. Brother, you got kids, you got wives. Look what you're doing to these kids.
Go back to 15, click on admonish. So it says put in mind, warn them. That's what admonish.
To reprove gently.
Yeah.
So it's a way that you can correct a brother without tearing him down. You can uplift him in the right spirit to the point he'll get it. Man, you're right. I just don't know how to get the job. I just don't know. We'll work on that, bro. But you can't just be defeated and just give up and not work it out. So verse 16. Now the Lord of peace himself give you peace always by all means. The Lord be with you all. The salutation of Paul with mine own hand, which is the token of every epistle. So I write, the grace of the Lord Jesus Christ be with you, amen. Excuse me, with you all, amen. So hey, don't be murmuring, disputing at your job. First of all, you pick this job. It ain't like we back in the slavery days where somebody forcing you to work for them. If you don't like what you're doing, you can always leave and fill out an application and go somewhere. This ain't slavery to that degree. You're not forced to be there. If it ain't for you, find something better. Find something. Continue to work there until you find something. But move on. Don't just sit there murmuring and complaining and causing disputes. Or be in the right mind frame where you ain't even worried about that type of stuff. You more focus on getting this day over with, bringing the bacon, so to speak, home to the family so we can eat. It's all about your mindset. You could be thanking the Lord for providing, making a way out, or you could be murmuring and disputing the whole day. So we Exodus chapter 16.
No, 161.
Ain't got no.
Is that what it said? I
That's
know,
Exodus 16.
16.
We're gonna skip around. It's too long. Matter of fact, we're gonna skip this one. Y'all can read this on your own. This is when the Israelites was murmuring about the food. And matter of fact,
It's just one
read
verse.
verse 4. I read verse 5. This is the part where I wanted us, because some of us murmur about the Sabbath day. Man, Sabbath day coming around, I can't eat hot food or whatever. Or they got some Israelites that eat hot food. Why we can't eat hot food? Why our camp don't do it? Look, we doing things exactly how the Lord say do it. Even if we don't agree with it, we gotta do what does say the Lord. So Exodus chapter 16 verse 6. Exodus chapter 16 verse 5. And it shall come to pass on the 6th day, they shall prepare that which they bring in, and it shall be twice as much as they gather daily. So why would the Israelites on the 6th day gather twice as much as they gathered the rest of the week? Huh?
We can have them for the next day.
Because the Sabbath is the next day, and what you can't do on the Sabbath day.
You gather up,
Work, gather food, cook food or whatever like that. So he's saying, hey, get 2 days worth of food on the 6th day. So on the 7th day, you ain't gonna have nothing to do. Because you done already gathered it the day before. How is this story, what we can take out of this story into our lives for the Sabbath?
Yeah.
Because remember, all these scriptures are written for our example.
To prepare enough.
What is the 6th day according to us?
Friday. Preparation day.
Friday night to what? No, I'm sorry.
Thursday.
Friday, period. Thursday night to
Friday.
Friday during the day. That's the 6th day. So on the 6th day, what you should be doing?
Prepare.
Gathering up twice as much. Have you enough food cooked on that Thursday and make you a little something for the Sabbath, right? To the point where you ain't struggling, worrying, complaining about what you gonna eat on the Sabbath day. Cause you got a little something extra. Now, it's certain meals that you can't make that you normally have to warm up. You make something that you don't have to warm up, cook it, put it in the oven or microwave. You make twice as much as that. Or you ain't even got to do that way. You can just make a regular meal on that 6th day. But then once the sun go down, at least about to go down, prepare you your meal for the Sabbath. So that way you're not stressing over what you're gonna eat, or you sitting around starving, waiting on the sun to go down. Then you hurry up and run through a drive-through, because you ain't prepared for the Sabbath. So I just wanted to really touch on that part. But you can read the whole thing. He gave them an answer for their murmur. Prepare, man. You won't have to murmur. So we're going to go down to 1 Samuel chapter 28. We're going to read 1 through 20.
1 Samuel chapter 28.
We only got 4 more after this, y'all. So,
What the,
1 Samuel chapter 28, 1 through 20.
And it came to pass in those days that the Philistines gathered their armies together for warfare to fight with Israel.
So we had another period. We read where the Syrians messed us over to the point we was eating our own kids. Now during the time of Samuel, the Philistines were going to war against us. David and Goliath and all of the Goliath was the giants pretty much.
And Achish said unto David, Know thou assuredly that thou shalt go with me to battle, thou and thy men. And David said to Achish, Surely thou shalt know what thy servant can do. And Achish said to David, Therefore will I make thee keeper of mine head forever. Now Samuel was dead, and all Israel had lamented him and buried him in Ramah, even in his own city.
So Samuel just passed away. The prophet Samuel. It's a sad time in Israel.
And Saul.
Now, remember, this Samuel was a guy that told people right from wrong, right? So he just passed away now.
And Saul had put away those that had familiar spirits and the wizards out of the land.
So Saul at this time, he was doing the right thing. People that was, what is familiar spirit? We call them fortune tellers.
Yeah.
Or people that can talk to the dead. Like, what's the lady that used to be on Oprah?
Mediums?
Yeah, them type of people.
Miss
Well, like
Cleo.
it's clear.
Can you pull up, please, I want to talk to my great-grandmother type deal or whatever. Saul put those people and wizards out of the land. Saul was the king of Israel during that time.
And the Philistines gathered themselves together and came and pitched in Shunem. And And Saul gathered all Israel together, and they pitched in Gilboa.
So they about to fight. The enemies on one side, Israelites on the other side.
And when Saul saw the host of the Philistines, he was afraid, and his heart greatly trembled.
So when Saul saw the host of the, remember we was at that thing in Houston, and the guy said they gave a bad report of the giants. So now Saul seeing an army of these type of people, and he was afraid, and his heart trembled.
And when Saul inquired of the Lord answered him not, neither by dreams, nor by Urim, nor by prophets.
So Saul was asking the Lord for help, by dream, by Urim, by prophet, but the Lord ain't never respond.
Click on Urim.
In the high keys breastplate. But
Nor by lights.
then said Saul unto his servants. So the Lord ain't, he tried to go to the Lord by these degrees, but it ain't work. So let's see what Saul gonna do now. So he said unto his servants, seek me a woman that have a familiar spirit,
That I may go to her.
that I may go to her and inquire of her. Is that right or wrong, y'all?
Wrong.
We shouldn't be seeking people that have familiar, the power in their mind to talk to familiar spirits. And his servant said unto them, behold, there is a woman that have a familiar spirit that endure. And Saul disguised himself. Why did he disguise himself?
He didn't want to know.
Why though?
This man's a king
You're
Israel.
not supposed to be
And he did what?
going to a familiar spirit.
No, what he did earlier.
Oh,
He just
Got rid of who?
familiar spirit.
And the wizards, right? That's like those congressmen, right? What they do? Bash gay people and do all this, but in the middle of the night they hiding themselves going what? Straight to what? The gay man house and all that type of stuff. Yeah, we're not having that here. We're not. Y'all the main ones in secrecy doing all that type of stuff. So Saul disguised himself and put on the other raiment, because he ain't have on the king's raiment. He looked like an ordinary man now. And he went and the two men with him. And they came to the woman by night, and he said, I pray thee, divine unto me by the familiar spirit, and bring me him up, who I shall name unto thee. And the woman said unto him, behold, thou knowest what Saul hath done, how he cut off those that have familiar spirits and the withers out of the land. Wherefore then layest thou a snare for my life to cause me to die? So she like, why you asking me to go get a wizard or whatever? You know, Saul said if there's anyone out here, they gonna die. And Saul swore to her by the Lord, saying, as the Lord liveth, there shall no punishment happen to thee for this thing. So he made, look at these promises he made. I swear to God, that's what he said. I swear to God that if you go get a familiar spirit lady, ain't nothing gonna happen to her. It's wrong, y'all. Then said the woman, whom shall I bring up unto thee? And he said, bring me up Samuel. Y'all hear this madness, y'all? So the lady said, who you want to talk to? He want to talk to the prophet Samuel. That's like somebody said, if you had one wish in life, who you want to talk to?
Jesus.
And you say Jesus. And Jesus come out, man, what the what are you calling me up? But anyway, verse 12. And when the woman saw Samuel, so she had some type of vision of Samuel, she cried with a loud voice. And the woman spoke to Saul, saying, why hast thou deceived me? For thou art Saul. So all of a sudden now she realized she'd have pulled up some kind of demon or whatever that told her this actually Saul. The king said unto her, be not afraid, for what sawest thou? So he like, what you saw? And the woman said unto Saul, I saw gods ascending out of the earth. And he said unto her, what form is he of? And she said, the old man cometh up, and he is covered with the mantle. And Saul perceived that it was Samuel, and he stood up with his face to the ground and bowed himself. And Samuel said unto Saul, why hast thou disquieted me to bring me up? Like, why you ruining my sleep or whatever? And Saul answered, I am sore distressed, for the Philistines make war against me, and God is departed from me and answered me no more, neither my prophets nor by dreams. Therefore I have called thee, that thou may have known unto me what I should do. Then said Samuel, wherefore then doest thou ask of me, seeing the Lord is departed from thee, and is become thy enemy? He's like, I'm a prophet of God. Why you calling me and then God your enemy now? You think I'm going to jump on your side? Imagine that, man. It's a sin to even be trying to deal with familiar spirits. People you know already
it's
dead
like,
and passed away.
Why didn't he just pray?
They said the Lord wouldn't answer his prayer. The Lord don't hear what? The prayers of what? So he was in sin during this time.
Oh.
We're doing all kind of stuff. Remember Saul was running around trying to kill David and all that? The Lord ain't dealing with him no more.
And he's filling up spirits.
And yeah, doing stuff like this. That's like me trying to get Israel right in order. Because he was doing something that was righteous. But then I end up sliding back to that type of stuff in the world. That's exactly what he's doing. So the Lord have done to him as he spoke by me. For the Lord have rent the kingdom out of thine hand and given it to who? Thy neighbor, even to David. So this spirit, this demon or whatever it is, because it ain't Saul, ain't nobody got no power to raise up no prophet out the ground. Not no wizard, a lady with a familiar spirit. So she's saying, so the demon told Saul, your kingdom gonna be taken out of your hand and given to David. So now he even know, it's like somebody saying, you're gonna get hit by a bus tomorrow in 2 weeks and die. Like you know that you're the end of the fall of you. They telling you on the spot. Because why he gonna lose it? Because thou obeyest not the voice of the Lord, nor executed his fierce wrath upon who?
Amalek.
Who is Amalek?
Jews.
The Edomites.
Fake Jews.
He saved one of them Edomite kings from dying. Now you seeing how, the Lord say don't deal with somebody, don't deal with it. We try to save people and bring them in the kingdom. He said, I'm telling you, you're not even fit to be a king no more. Over there. You did not execute the fierce wrath upon. I told you to destroy them, to slaughter them. You turned friendly, tried to keep them alive. Tried to be friends with the white man.
Oh, so this has to do with that story when he was supposed to kill, like, everything.
Yeah, especially the Amalek, the king of Amalek.
And so he had lied, saying that
Remember he came with the sheep and all that type of stuff?
Samuel was still alive. Remember he said,
What is this
what's
sheep?
this out here?
Yeah.
He was like, oh, the people told me that. Lying.
So he let them know, man, because you tried to save the king of Amalek, David gonna be king. I'm supposed to be reading down the what?
20.
Moreover, the Lord will also deliver Israel with thee into the hand of the Philistine. One wicked dude like that then caused the whole camp of Israel to go into slavery. And tomorrow shalt thou and thy sons be with me. Meaning what?
his sons will die.
That man, that spirit say, tomorrow you and your son's gonna be with me. I'm on the other side. Didn't I say somebody saying like 2 weeks you gonna die? So man, this is a scary thing, man. All because you living in sin. Murmuring, complaining because the Lord ain't answering your prayers no more. There's some of us like that. They say the Lord don't care about me and they just go off into real evil. Y'all ain't never heard nobody like that? Well, I don't know. Hopefully y'all know nobody like that, but they go further off into the dark side. when things don't go their way. That's what he did. Start dealing with familiar spirit. So then Saul fell straightway all along the earth. How somebody fall straightway all along the earth? You know, they pass out. It's like you getting a phone call. You pick up the phone, it's the police. Your mama passed away. You drop straight to the floor, right? You fall straight on the earth and was so afraid because of the words of Samuel. And there was no strength in him, for he had eaten no bread all day and all night. Now he quote unquote fasting or whatever. Or he ain't in the mood to eat. You know how it is. You get depressed, you don't want to eat. So hey, like I said, quit murmuring, quit complaining. If the Lord ain't answering your prayers, seem like ain't nothing going your way, check yourself. Get into this word, check to see what you doing. Because the Lord don't hear the prayers of a sinner. Maybe it's something you doing that you ain't supposed to be doing, that you thought was right, or something you doing that you know wrong, that you just hiding in sin. So, we got 3 verses left, I think. 4. Ecclesiastes chapter 7, verse 7.
Ecclesiastes 7:7. Surely oppression maketh a wise man mad, and a gift destroyeth the heart.
We're focusing on that first part. Oppression makes a wise man mad. Going through it, ain't nothing wrong with being mad. Remember, we talking about don't make a situation worse within your anger. Because that can happen. We already gave examples. So ain't nothing wrong with being mad.
Yeah, but do not disturb. The moon.
So Matthew chapter 6, verse 10. Matthew chapter 6, verse 10.
Matthew 6:10. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done in earth as it is in heaven.
Hey, all we trying to do is the will of God on earth. Same way it's being done in the most highest realm, which is heaven. So don't be murmuring, don't be complaining. Just do his will. And do it in the right spirit. Do it like I said how the sister was. Do it how y'all sister was. This is an example within us. How we had that time we was out there barbecuing, having a good time. It was hot out there, man. It was a lot of people that was being served out there. But the sisters was out there. I ain't see no murmuring, no complaining. Everybody, their countenance was looking good. You know, you can tell somebody that don't want to be there. They be slouched over, or they in the corner by themselves, or they not talking, or they just not. You could just pick up on them vibes. It wasn't like that within the sisters, man. So that ain't nothing but the will of God. Serving him in an upbeat, righteous matter, willingly. So, and it says take your lick on that too. Meaning, if you ain't in your where you want to be at in life, hey, that's on you, man. We all got a chance to better ourselves. We all just got to do the best that we can. But take your lick, man. Don't be pouting and moaning, and just work your way out of that to where you want to be in life. So Matthew chapter 6, verse 10.
We did that.
Excuse me. We did?
Yeah.
Yeah, we just
That will
did
be
that.
done.
Ephesians chapter 4, 26 through 27. Ephesians chapter 4, 26 through 27.
You're on 5.
Be ye angry and sin not. Didn't we read that earlier? Let not the sun go down upon your wrath. We gotta practice this, man. We can't hold grudges. We can't let stuff linger on from day to day. Let it go, y'all. Stress kills. I don't know if y'all know that. That's why I'm bald-headed right now at a young age. Stress, man. Stress will put you in an early grave. That's why they say let it go. Don't let the sun go down upon your own wrath. Neither give place to the devil. If it ain't going your way, I used to say this all the time. Get mad, forget that. I'm about to go out, go clubbing or something. I'm about to go wild out. Just for any little circumstance. I ain't really was gonna do it, but the point is, I'm just saying it with them. Don't give place to the devil. Just because something ain't going your way or a bad circumstance, you gonna go turn it into something worse or getting sloppy drunk. Like ain't nothing worse than an angry drunk. So don't give place to the devil. So the last part, Acts chapter 20, verse 16. If y'all got questions, please stop. Acts chapter 20, verse 16 through 21.
Acts 20, verse 16. For Paul had determined to sail by Ephesus because he would not spend the time in Asia, for he hasted, if it were possible for him to be at Jerusalem the day of Pentecost. And from Maltus he sent to Ephesus and called the elders of the church.
So he doing a lot of traveling right now. Not murmuring, not complaining. Doing all the traveling to teach the word.
And when they were come to him, he said unto them, Ye know from the first day that I came into Asia, after what manner I had been with you at all seasons, serving the Lord with all humility of mind and with many tears and temptations, which befell me by the lying in wait of the Jews.
So he's saying, hey, I've been through a lot of hardship, dealing with just getting this word out, going to all these nations. We don't really even have that problem today. We got something called the internet. We can sit in the comfort of our AC in our own home, putting out the word, and ain't got to worry about nobody giving us a hard time or trying to kill us. So that's what I'm saying, all this murmuring and disputing, we ain't even really got it as tough as they had. So verse 20, and how I kept back nothing that was profitable unto you, but have showed you and taught you publicly and from house to house. So how you teach somebody in public?
Out in the open.
Exactly. He said, hey man, I ain't had nothing from you. I used to teach y'all out the streets, and I used to go from house to house. Don't that what we do? We go to his house. We sometimes, every blue moon, we go to my house. The word's being taught in house. Testifying to who?
Both the Jews.
And using also the Greeks.
What did he testify? Repentance, right? Towards God. And faith toward of our Lord Jesus Christ. So, hey, man, like I said, this dude had to deal with a whole lot. And we got camps out there that's doing that. Publicly and house to house. They dealing with it. In the last verse, verse 33 through 38. I have coveted no man's what?
Silver and gold. Zero.
So if we out here teaching this word, you should be doing it for no man's silver, gold, or apparel. Verse 34, Corn.
Yeah.
Yea.
Yea. Ye yourselves know that these hands have ministered unto my necessities, and to them that were with me.
So he's saying, my own hands have ministered, meaning worked unto my own necessity. If you don't work, you don't what?
Eat.
And to them that were with me. So he had a job. What he trying to say? He didn't turn this into his own business. He even worked as well. 35.
I have showed you all things, how that so laboring ye ought to support the weak.
So instead of murmuring with the weak, meaning the brothers and sisters is not strong in the faith, we ought to support the weak.
And to remember the words of the Lord Jesus, how he said, it is more blessed to give than to receive.
Because we in the uplifting business, y'all. We in the gathering business. We in the change of lives business. That's why it's more blessing to give than to receive.
And when he had thus spoken, he kneeled down and prayed with them all.
So Paul praying with him before he leave, 37.
And they all wept sore, and fell on Paul's neck, and kissed him, sorrowing most of all for the words which he spake, that they should see his face no more, and they accompanied him unto the ship.
So he was about to leave on. So the man did all those things, going to all those different places, and working to make sure that the people he with and he have food and all the day-to-day necessities. And he out here teaching the words, y'all. So hey, we thank God, we thank Christ for brothers like Paul and the other examples we read in the Bible. And we want to thank the Most High for this beautiful lesson. So remember, if you didn't learn anything today, do all things without murmuring and disputing. And remember, this present day suffering is nothing compared to what we will receive in the kingdom. So may the Most High bless. Shalom.